After a speed and balance event for the opening two events of the inaugural season of Marble Invites, we now bring on an endurance event, the classic funnel endurance for event 3. Hello everybody, I am Angus, and this time I am not joined by Ramen. I am joined instead by the Ball Network's very own Spenny up in the commentary booth.
Hello, Angus. Boy, I tell you what, I am so excited to be here, to be invited to do commentary in this amazing inaugural season of Marble Invites. And the funnel endurance is going to be a good one. A lot of these teams have done funnels before, but there are a few that haven't.
Yes, of course, the deep divers in their career, I don't think they've ever touched a funnel, and they're in this opening heat with Coral, through to Team Cloudy and Silver Lighties with Heat 1, and there's also others who are great in the funnels. We'll see them in Heat 2. But the first heat is underway, and it is a slower start for Silver Lighties, but I'm sure starts to really matter too much here.
And the eggs are the first one to fall into that green funnel, followed by the Surging Storms, I believe, who's going to be the first to fall through into the orange smaller funnels. The more chaotic ones, it is the Surging Storms, followed by the eggs.
Up on top, it is the Salmons, the winners of the first event, who lead the way with the Volcanoes, I believe that is, up in the top spots. It is, however, the Deep Divers having a rough run already into the penultimate funnel, and Silver Lighties have joined them, with several others piling on through as well. In fact, Stargazers look close to finishing.
Stargazers right there, joined by the Deep Divers. The Deep Divers will finish last. And who is that followed? Is that the Salmons?
Silver Lighties coming through, and there was only one more spot in the final up for grabs, and the Surging Storms are going to miss it. So that's going to be the Crimson Company, the Eggs, who come through in third and fourth, and Team Cloudy have had a great run through the orange funnels to win. No, they don't. The Stargazers have pulled through from last place in this funnel to winning the race. What a fantastic run for them.
That was great. The Stargazers were the first to enter that final funnel. An amazing final stand by them to actually win the heat. Unfortunate for the Deep Divers, their lack of experience in the funnels clearly showing.
Yeah, that was rough. Salmon's coming through. They had a good run at the opening, but then the chaoticness of the orange funnels really just dragged them down. The Eggs were up there. After the Eggs and Team Cloudy really pulled through in the orange funnels. They were struggling at the beginning, but they've rocketed into the final here. And it looks like, I think, especially the Stargazers look to be early favourites going into the finals, but we still got one more heat to worry about.
Team Clarity looked very strong in the orange funnels as well, and there is your results for the first heat. Surging Storms, the hosts, do not advance, but their season has not gone too badly so far.
It's fine. It's still early days for this tournament. We're almost halfway, but it is early days. So Surging Storms have plenty of time to catch up as we get ready to line up Heat 2. From Wishful Spheroids through to the Storm Chasers in this one, and there you see the Jade Jockeys. Funnel renowned. How will they go here against some of Marble Tournament's best?
Here we go into the first funnel. They're all circling that hole. Is it the Volcanoes are the first ones to fall through?
It is followed immediately by the Jade Jockeys though, so they're off to a slower start here, perhaps going for a late race charge. And that is the Valiant Vanillas who have the early lead. Volcanoes already into the orange. Jade Jockeys join them. Valiant Vanillas look to hold their lead. Storm Chasers, and I think that's Marine Team, have jumped into the orange. So now the orange chaoticness is starting to show its feet.
Meanwhile, look up there at the Valiant Vanillas. Great stand in that green funnel for them. They finally join. Is that the Marine Team? Now the Marine Team take the lead. Ooh, the Valiant Vanillas. Look how far they've fallen. When we do have our first finisher, it is the Knights of Night, followed by the Wishful Spheroids.
Jade Jockeys look to be in trouble. Storm Chasers fall on through. It is still the Valiant Vanillas up in the front, but it's a four-way fight for those to lose, and it will be the Volcanoes who just miss out, which means Marine Team, Storm Chasers who just slipped by, Jade Jockeys to no one's surprise, and the Blood Moons will move on to the final. Blood Moons a great win there, as they had a good last stand, as they were in that fight for the trying to stay out of getting eliminated.
Indeed, great for the Blood Moons, and the Wishful Spheroids looked good at that start there. Look how wide they are going, but it just completely fell apart for them. Of course, for the Knights of Night as well, a fan favorite team, the Knights of Night. So not everyone's going to be happy about that.
Yeah, they absolutely ruined it. Look at that run in the last funnel. Knights of Night were in the last funnel with no contact for about, I'm going to say 0.5 seconds. They did not hold out in there for very long at all. Volcanoes look like they were winning, but then they fall through the penultimate funnel very fast and just get ruined in that full marble race. Valiant Vanillas, though, they look the most consistent and the most, persistent in that race. I think they're looking dangerous going into the final.
I don't know if you saw right then, the Blood Moons were so close to falling through that funnel when the Volcanoes fell through. Bare millimeters is what stopped them from going through, and they eventually did take the win. That is the gaps in this funnel event, how close you can get. And there is your points after the heats. The Knights of Night do take 0 points. And the Deep Divers only 1 to add to their already very low total.
Volcanoes, who are up there in the standings, despite not moving on, they get the best of the rest. But now we move on to the final. Who will get the big 25 points and the hardware to go with it? Stargazers do the Crimson Company, and off they go into the first funnel.
Here we go. Who will be the first to fall through? Is it the Eggs? Yes, it is the Eggs. First to fall through into the green funnel. The Stargazers join them, winners of their heat. Not off to a great start. But of course, if you don't get off to a great start, there is a chance that the marbles behind you could catch up and start to push you around. So that is where the strategy in the funnels is involved.
Yeah, do you want to go for an early start or for an early push or a late push? It currently looks like the Eggs and Stargazers are trying to attempt. Stargazers have done it before, but doing it in the final is going to be a bit tough. Up top, Valiant Vanillas just lose out to the J Jockeys, who take the lead, and the Stargazers have already finished. So now we're starting to see finishes. Eggs are in the final. Marine Team are down there as well. Blood Moons lead the way. Who will hold out to get the golds here?
Looks like Team Clarity and the J Jockeys up there. Team Clarity fall through. They get pushed around and they only finish 5th. That is still a good finish for them since they are in second to last. And it will be the Eggs beating out the Crimson Company and the J Jockeys for the gold medal.
I don't know how the Eggs did that. They were one of the first runners to get into that last orange funnel. They were really struggling in the oranges. There you see Stargazers were the only one to fall on through before them, I believe. And J Jockeys were just a dominant force in the orange funnel. Let's see, look at that 4-marble race in the penultimate funnel right there. Stargazers had 0 chance, but a fantastic last stand by the Eggs. They were the 6th runner going into the final funnel and finished in first.
The Blood Moons also had a great run pretty much all the way through that event until, see here, the final funnel. You do not want to be one of the later few to fall into that final funnel because there are always a few marbles circling that. And if you hit those marbles, you stop your momentum and you fall straight through. And that is what happened to such as the Blood Moons.
It also happened to the J Jockeys. They looked like they had the gold wrapped up a couple of funnels earlier, but the Eggs, persistent throughout, hold on to steal the gold away, and J Jockeys will still take a fantastic silver. I don't know who expected more, but the Eggs win the gold, and congratulations to J Jockeys and Crimson Company for rounding out a fantastic event podium.
Yes, the Wishful Spheroids were up there at the top of the standings before this event, so they will drop a little bit. And here is your podium. The Eggs with the big gold medal. J Jockeys take the great silver, and the Crimson Company with the bronze.
Crimson Company needed that. They were very low down in the standings, so that's going to bump them up a few spots considering their rough start in Event 1. J Jockeys, meanwhile, silver will get them up there, and the Eggs will also rocket up. But we're looking at the Salmons, who had a horrible event here, fallen down to 5th, and the Eggs take the lead.
And look at that, the J Jockeys jump up 6 spots, almost into the top 3 as well. As here we have block pushing coming up next. See you guys then.